started with some OKAMI HD today.
OKAMI.
We're just gonna get right into it. I have some old files, but we are gonna start fresh.
OKAMI.
It's a very big, long-time favorite of mine. So hopefully you enjoy it as much as I always do. I've played it quite a few times in my past. I've played the DS sequel once, and they've said that they're making a new one, but I'll believe them once I actually see some footage. You understand. Kamiki's Cherry Blossom Village. There's the history of Orochi the Dragon. Yeah, Dragon. Sacrifice, Shiranui, which literally means white wolf. I'm probably going to be skipping through most of the text throughout the game, or at least just not reading it aloud, but I do figure I can leave this up and at least run through the intro for those who are not familiar. Kushi, or in the past, named as OKAMI. And so it's kind of not so secretly in love with her. He pretends to be Nami. Goes in, kills her. Kills Orochi, you know it. He's invincible. And he howls. They fight a bunch. Eventually stuff with the ink skill so that you get an idea of what you're going to be doing throughout the game. honest, I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone use the tree offensively in my time playing the game. And the moon has come out. I'm really curious how they're going to attempt to keep the painted art style if they do make a newer game. Because they can't exactly make it as low visual quality as these games, which, I love that. They show their age. But it's very hard to piece between the uncertainty of lines of ink and the higher fidelity and detail that more advanced visuals tend to require. Gets off all the sets. Yep, Atlas. And the curse is lifted. Battle passes. The doggy sadly dies. Poor dog. And they made a statue of him to commemorate. And Tsukuyomi, the Sword of the Moon, gets put in the cave to seal away the demon forever. And then we flash forward to actual gameplay. Deep within the moon cave. Tsukuyomi enshrined in she's resting place. Sacrifice the sword. And so he takes it immediately. His spirit shows up. And he runs off. But not before. And this dumbass. But the time gets destroyed. But darkness comes to the entire world anyways. He's in the sand. Everything dies. or divine reflector, whatever. And now I'm doggy. Amaterasu. Sacrifice. Wow, it's the same dog. Crazy. It's always funny how that works. Somehow magically the same person that died is living in a statue that the villagers built, I guess. And now we see the horrific state of things with tidal waves. Devastating winds, centripetal clouds in the background. And now we get the comedic relief moment. A bit played out, but what you gonna do? And there's the traveling artist. He's a wandering artist. Painter. Oh, something now. Wow, it's the dog. That is a good bit. And he takes out his tiny ass sword. Before they get interrupted by the issue at hand. And there she disappears forever. And she returns to the form of her tree. And now I have to deal with going through the tutorial cave before I can get through the fruit. I wonder where I would possibly get some kind of special power. And of course he canonically just slept through the entire end of the world, you know, as you do. Get a nice big view. Let's go into tutorialize mirrors. And please start on a normal number. Nope, I gotta scroll all the way down. That works. Oh, I'm gonna have to invert the horizontal camera too. Awesome. Oh good, and they do actually give you yen even this early in the game. I could not remember if they actually let you start accruing capital this early. Now they make you learn how to wall jump. There we go. Let's see if it lets me put my camera here. Perfect. And there, that's better. Healing items. Along with the giant haunts. And E soon shows off one of the main gimmicks, which is rejuvenation. Damn it. We can turn the world into a painting. And one messes it with ink. Divine power. Gee, I wonder what god might have died and caused them all to split up. I guess we'll never know. And we complain about how much it doesn't look like one because it's all gone. And then we go up here where there's such beautiful stars in the sky. And we need to go ahead and put in that last little star. First of the rush gods. OKAMI. I was always a big fan of all the funky designs. Like, his thing goes into the painting and then his tail is in the painting. That part is so cool. Plus, even his tail is a brush, like I know Amaterasu's is a brush, so it makes sense, but dragons are different. And the four legs, hands things are just funky. There we go. That is number 1 out of 13. Not too shabby. Of course, Izuku is unaware of anything because he's an idiot and he doesn't even know the word deity. Even though everyone literally calls us that, he's there for the whole thing. He makes us go through the river of gods cutscene again because old games, old hit systems, you know how it goes. And I just sort of turn on the big brush mode and boom! Giant river. Oh, I forgot some. There we go. Now the river is nice and full. And this is one of the big cool mechanics, where you just eat a shit ton of food, and then when it's full, you heal. Well, you don't heal, you get essentially an extra life when it's full. The only downside is that there's not really much for it to do if you don't constantly die, so you sit with it full a lot of the time. There we go. And now we're in the second half of the zone, which looks honestly a lot like Kamiki. Probably on purpose, but you know. Who's gonna judge him? I think there's a bead hidden here too. Is that? Yep, stray bead. I like the beads. They're a fun little collectible, especially within the like religion thematics of it being like a rosary that you have to collect all the beads and put back together. Plus, if I remember right, the reward is just becoming invincible, which is funny. I appreciate when games just sort of let go at the end and they're like, yeah, sure, have fun, mess around, whatever. I feel like games don't really do that these days. They're much more concerned with the player experience than they are with rewarding the player adequately. Go. Yeah, this was actually a huge game for me growing up. I joke that it's half the reason that I'm so into Japanese mythology in the first place. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's like so striking visually compared to other games of the time. There. And it's got obvious, like, what's the term I want? Obvious roots in, like, actual history to a degree. Which makes it really cool when you're, like, growing up and then so many years later you find out that so much of it is actually in reference to something else. I could probably make a size contrast joke here, but the image speaks for itself. I love the anime trope of tiny person carrying a comedically large sword. It doesn't get old. And thankfully, now I get to cut things in half. It's kind of necessary to a game that wants to have any sort of combat. There's Shirano. Wow, crazy. It's just like a legend. And now we'll see how good I am with my controller. Yeah, we're fine. There we go. And now he decides he's gonna stick with us forever because he wants to learn the techniques too. And now I have my little objective marker that I like to stick on you half the time, which I don't really mind. I'm going to be ignoring it most of the time because I usually know what I'm doing since I've played this game so many times. Is there? No. There is not another secret, but I need to open the way back. I think, yeah, I was gonna say I can't cut those smaller rocks, but And now we get our rewards. Pretty much every battle is entirely based on how long you take and how much damage you take during it. But I believe at the end of the game gives you scores for those two, how long it takes you to beat the entire game and how much you fought. So if you skip a lot of fights and you just do nothing, you're not going to get that much. But something you learn later on is that you can do special things to demons as they die to collect a currency called demon flags, which is needed for a couple of really important things like fast travel. So I'm going to be collecting those pretty early. And you're going to see me doing some funky stuff, like how I was defeating those enemies and then cutting them in half, as opposed to what they tell you to do, which is cutting them in half as soon as they turn black and white. Which is still a pretty good tell, honestly, since it essentially mirrors the exact same visual effect that occurs when you start painting. It's a very intuitive way to tell you that you need to be using the brush for that. Also pleasantly surprised, actually, by how good the waypoint is at directing you to the relative best direction, rather than just being an all-around compass that points you towards directly the thing. It points you in the direction of the path to the best thing. This is one of my best favorite parts. It's the reclaiming of nature that happens. It's beautiful. Except... Yeah, you soon. Stop being horny. For some reason, though, it still seems oddly quiet in the village. Now, isn't that strange? Now we have to go attempt to talk to some villagers, which will not go well, because as you could probably guess, they're all like this. We run around, see if we can find anyone actually alive. And now we have to go up to the Solar Plaza. Do I get... Okay, yeah, I do get the faster run. Thank God for this game giving you nice good run speed whenever you dash for long enough. Go up to the middle. It's not a patio. Observation deck. And then we go... Oh shit. There's no sun. That's not good. Man, if only there was a god of the sun, like some sort of Amaterasu OKAMI. Would that be crazy? Funny how that works. Maybe I'm the sun god. Artist. Celestial brush. Now we have a name for this game's giver. And we meet Mr. Orange. Love this weird old man. Just like Shirami. However, he only sees white markings. Now, why would that be? And he's like, wait a second. You can understand? Oh yeah, that's another thing I love about this game is the illustrations. Like outside of the actual in-game visuals, the illustrations they do for the enemies and such are just fantastic. God, that's funny. And now I run to follow up with a hawk. And the gimmick. So I can collect all the money before time runs out. Otherwise, it actually doesn't get added to my result line. So you can miss out on a lot of money if you don't just pick up the stuff from the enemies' bodies. Doubly so since it gets double if you're doing well at the battle. There, praise, divine intervention. Basically, praise is your level up ability. There. Feel bad because we tossed Mr. Orange directly off of the deck. And so we want to help out nature, people, and animals in order to get more praise, which makes us a more powerful god. And I think the bind is down on the D-pad? Oh. I might actually not have it. Wait. Do we have birds? We do have birds. Whenever you feed, there's a little cutscene, but it's pretty much the same thing over. Just them eating the food. So I'm gonna be... Oh, okay, yes, it is triangle. I just have to mash triangle. Now, if only I could actually aim well enough to actually dig things up where I'm trying to. Oh, come on. I'll come back later. We jump. And I think this Buddha guy should be... Oh! Mr. Orange ended up here, too. Oh, right. All the monks have little things where they tell you, oh no, there's monsters, and then you have to kill the monsters in a record amount of time. Which, to be fair, is pretty easy, but I don't remember if I might get Yeah, that raise. They are, I believe, the basket head is a sign of a Ronin who decided to take the path of the Buddha instead of being a traveling swordsman. And so now... Oh, right. That little green arrow is a beautiful thing. Where the game will tell you if someone has more things to say and will try to talk to them. But for now, we're gonna get digging. Because this is actually super easy to do. If you just play around the game's rules a little, because it wants you to actually use abilities. But if you don't, then you won't use up a full ink pot, and you can just cover cover them with ink so that they have to spend time clearing it off themselves. And since you only have 3 ink pots, you could hypothetically only slash her 3 times. Whereas if you use this strategy, you can effectively do it infinitely without any concern for your ink reserves. It's cheeky, but like, you won't be complaining. Also important to note that you can actually do a surprising amount of camera control while you're in painting mode, which is very important for both stuff like this and for battles. And now, bring the odd turnip to the boy, and we go, hey buddy, I'm better than you. And now, he praises us, which means we get praise. Alright, I can grab the dog, that's so neat. Grab this chest up here. Is it? No, it's not stray bead. Oh, right, that's the AoE thing. And now we talk to Mrs. Orange. White Wolf. Oh no. Oh, Isu. There you go, Isu. Her drying pole is stolen. How awful is that? Now, if only there was something that could bring back stuff that was gone. Like a brush technique. Oh, man. Come on. That should do it. And voila, drawing pole restored. Apparently a new one at that. But now, of course, she has other problems. The sun isn't close because of all the monsters. So we need to get the sun closer so that her laundry dries faster. So we draw a real big sun for perspective. And now it's nice and close. So the laundry dries up really quickly. And Milan will be back to get some nice food from her at nighttime, which will fill up our pouch a ton if we ever need it. If we need it. There's a bunch of rice here, which we can cut to get some free rice cakes and rice balls. Can I make rice bales? Yeah. There's sushi, sake maker. Aw. And now we get the tutorial about what I talked about, which is the green triangle. I like that the logic is like, oh, you're a god, so you get to see the magical arrow. There. Say hello to Susano, which I will do because it's required for this story. She even has some of that food out there that we can just eat. And now, is there anyone else I have to talk to? Let's just check out the houses just in case. I think I can. Yeah. Get back here. Oh my god. Isun getting aggro over Kushi's house. Is that... It's gotta be Kushi's house. Oh, huh. It has a sake cup on the roof, if that makes sense. Hayabusa. That's for Lucy and Lucy's mom. Plus, I can consume a radish, not to be confused with a turnip. Nothing too crazy here. Other than a warning from EC about me getting my ass beat if I eat their seed. And then I think this is the orange fellow's house, which might be empty. Yeah, since one of them is currently passed out. That was just a guess. Nice. Ooh, shmoney. I don't really get how you cook oranges, but go off, King, I guess. They have their name for a reason. So I believe... Oh! Would you look at that? Something else that's broken. If only we could fix it. Boom! And all of a sudden, the water wheel in the sake mill is working again. How lovely. And now she can start polishing the rice to make her sake. There we go. I think today we're going to try and get up to the point of breaking down this rock, and then we are going to take a bite. Oh no, demonic possession. New enemy attack. I'm trying to appreciate how monkey-like all of these guys are. You are getting sliced. Run out of ink. You actually use your effect altogether. You need to burn anything on the shrine as the villagers saw them. Is this praise? Do we get praise for this? Yeah. And now I can increase my base stats. So now we open the pause menu. And because we are gamers, we're going to increase our ink. Because the more we can use skills, the better. And we're probably going to end up upgrading our purse permanently afterwards. And we gotta go get Susanna and have him help us get the boulder fixed. Which, gee, I wonder if he's in the last house that we didn't check it. Susanna, quote-unquote famous warrior descendant of Nagi, actually, generally speaking, a huge layabout who does nothing all day. I wonder if he's training. You can see he secretly has a shrine to Kushi in the back. Not so well hidden. And we have the idiot Solomon. Up and away around. And it is awkward. It's incredibly talented. Through. And now we drag him around. Back. Actually go get a boulder. Oh right, this thing is called Totem the boulder clear. And now he runs away. He needs to quote-unquote train, where he gets mad because he doesn't have any alcohol. Alright, and Isun serves as a Navi fairy, where he runs up to things if you don't know what to do with them. Other than enemies, but that's why you have the whole, what's it called? I'll get there, hold on. That's why you have the picture scrolls that tell you how to do stuff. Hi, Kushi. Polish the rice, the Vista of the Gods. We take the Vista of the Gods. Everyone likes Windows Vista, right? Is that passé now? I don't know if that's still a thing that people like. Go talk to him. I don't have any alcohol. So now we give him more alcohol. This obviously makes him a good soldier. And now we listen to him, and we have to help him out to make sure he doesn't fall. We just mimic his slashes. Exploding explosion. Yeah. Boom. And now he's all confused because it actually worked. So he runs out. And the both of us destroy the boulder finally. And with that, we are finally able to leave the village. He's freaked out because his sword is actually working and doing absurd things. So he runs away to try and figure out what the heck is wrong with his sword. Of course he has to lie a little bit, so, you know. So now he's gonna go, hey, there's a bunch of monsters out there. Can you help us with those too? He freaks out and runs for his life. I'm totally gonna go take care of those things. Of course, Nippon is so it really is just Japanese folklore, which I do love, thanks to this game. Part of me almost wishes that, man, I forgot she has a butt window in her dress. It's really something. I'm almost kind of sad. I don't remember if you actually fight Susanoo at any point. Maybe near the end, I think he's like not quite a pushover, which is pleasantly surprising. But once we get back through the comedic relief, the jiggle physics, we're gonna do some shopping and then head out. Reward. I love them. She wants to reward us, but she's basically almost dead from helping to protect the village. So, once we get everything else up and running, we can help her get up and running. And then she can start giving us presents right back. Oh, the vines. I love the vines gimmick. That stuff is so fun. Guardian saplings start to die, she starts wilting, her power vanishes, and Pinky Village dies. So we have to go around and save the Guardian saplings so that she can not die and the world can be protected by powerful trees. Because, you know, trees have the power to save the world or something. Lifting the curses and slaying the trees. Wow, surprise, there's a map. And now we know where the other two saplings we have to find are. Emmy takes a nap during the explanation. She gives us a blessing. And then we get to go back to playing the game. Sorry, Lucian. You get stuck here with me. Okay, I was gonna say, for a second I was like, do the bubbles mean that they're thinking and not talking out loud? But, no, it's just general dialogue. Normally I would follow them, but we have to do some shopping. Like, I love that they just let a dog shop. It's a very entertaining bit. We gotta buy a bunch of feed bags so we can feed any animals that we don't know. Thankfully, I found a fragment in the basement. So I can afford a couple more. And we are all done with our shopping. It is going to be time for me to head off. You all have a lovely day, night, evening, and I'll see you in the next one.